Greetings and welcome everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is Albano-Waite Tarot and my name is Cassandra. Today we are doing something completely brand new. So if you're here, congratulations, because this is my very first time. These are going to be my very first set of videos that I'm making, and I'm so excited. I'm also super nervous, so we'll see how it goes. I will introduce myself, and like I said, my name is Cassandra. I'm a Libra rising, Capricorn sun, Pisces moon, and my Venus is in Scorpio. So yeah, this is going to be really interesting. I don't really have a particular format as far as what kind of videos I'm going to be doing every month. If anything, I would love to just deliver monthly videos based on the element of your signs. So there'll be 4 videos in total. We will cover fire, air, earth, and water. And you want to watch for the element of your rising sun and moon sign, either your natal and or your progressed, whichever you like to go with the most. And you may also watch for your chart ruler, as well as just your overall dominant energy. So it doesn't exactly have to be zodiac based, but sorry about that. But I'll leave it up to you guys how you want to go about that. If anything, I feel these readings would really resonate through your rising and your sun sign. So yeah, this should be interesting. This should be quite an experience and an experiment. Please comment below. Let me see who you guys are. I'm curious to see who's watching. I'm curious to see how these videos resonate with you. Let me know in the comments, and subscribe as well. That way I can really tap into your energy and give you more accurate readings, because you're connected to me. So the more we're connected, the easier I am able to read for you. You may follow me on Instagram if you like, at Albano-Waite Tarot. I will leave a link to that in the description. I also offer private readings, which you could find on my Etsy shop. And I'll just leave everything else in the description, so that way we're not sitting here having a long chat about a whole lot of nothing. And yeah, should be exciting. My very first set of videos. So I'm very amateur. I'm pretty much a rookie when it comes to this shit. And things should be pretty interesting. So what we are going to do in the reading is we will look at your current energies. We will look at what energies are coming into your life, as well as the crowning energy, and then the challenges you will be facing. We will also pull from the Elemental Oracle deck, so we'll get you some Oracle cards up in here. And yeah, should be fun, should be exciting. I just want to say that I've been reading publicly for others for 5 months now. So, coming up on 6 months, I'm pretty excited. And I'm pretty excited about the energies coming up for everybody. The last 3 months of the year are pretty exciting times. It's my absolute favorite time of year. And that could just have a whole lot to do with the Scorpio energy that kind of kickstarts it all. I have dominant Scorpio in my chart, so yeah, let's not make this any more awkward, and let's just kind of dive right into it. Hello, hello, water signs. This is for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. This is your reading for the month of October. So welcome. So to crown the reading, we have the High Priestess. Oh, I love it. I love it. Very spiritual month for you guys. But when is it not? You guys are always spiritual. And the challenges this month is death. Womp, womp, womp. Okay, maybe not so bad. We'll see how it goes. For your current energies, we have Queen of Wands, the Tower, Ace of Swords, and Four of Wands. The energy that's stepping in for you guys this month is the Hierophant, Five of Wands, the Star, and Three of Wands. So with the High Priestess crowning this reading, I feel that you really are going to have to rely on your intuition this month. And I'm talking to you, Pisces. I'm talking to all of you. But Pisces, I feel you guys, out of all the water signs, I feel like you guys have been really doubting your intuition or just questioning it this year. I feel like, I don't know why, but I'm being told that Virgo season was really rough. And it could have been the full moon that, like, I don't know, the full moon in Pisces that occurred. That was probably just like, I don't know, like something had came up for you guys. For all water signs, but specifically Pisces right now, something came up. And that, what degree was that at? I believe 28 degrees. I feel like that was like yesterday, that full moon. Like, I really feel like it was. Was it? It was very recently. I don't know why I thought maybe this full moon was later, but it just happened. Okay, so it just happened in September. Something definitely come up. And, you know, 28 degrees, it's a pretty good, you know, it's a heavy one. The later degrees are always heavy. And if you were to round it up, it's 29 degrees. And, you know, we all know what 29 degrees is as far as, like, energies go. It's the final countdown. I don't know why I heard that, but I did. And because this is a water reading, I'm probably going to be channeling a lot of music, just so you guys know. As I was shuffling, I heard French Montana said Off the Rip from the song by Mac Miller, Off the Rip in French Montana. So maybe check out that song. If you can listen to Mac Miller. It's hard for me to listen to him now. It's so, like, it's just so depressing. But that's a good song, so yeah, check it out. Maybe there's a message in there for you. So for all water signs, your intuition is going to be very on point this month. And I feel like you're not going to be able to get away from what you feel and what you know. Like, it's just, you're not going to be able to hide from it. I really feel that. Like, you can't hide from it any longer. And we do have the Tower in your current energy as well. Like, there's something you really cannot run away from anymore. Your challenges is death. And because we do have the Tower out, you know, this combination is always pretty hefty. Very, very karmic. Like, extremely karmic energy. Okay? And depending on your situation and your own personal karma will determine, like, how much of a disaster or how much of a Tower moment this is. Because not all Tower moments are disasters. So I think there's going to be a lot of your challenges to not resist change, to accept, and to flow. Okay? It's very, very important that you don't, you guys really shouldn't give into too much temptation this month. You should really practice resistance. And I did the fire sign video. They were the first. I was telling them that they need to give into a little bit of temptation. And so if you have fire in your chart, this might be the challenge. Okay, I would say unless you're a fire rising, well, I want to say a fire sun. Unless you're a fire sun, you may need to these temptations, because water signs really shouldn't get into temptations this month. So if you have a fire sign, sun, you got to practice discernment more than anything. But if you don't have a fire sun, then I wouldn't worry about it. Just don't give in to the temptation to because things are changing. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not a time to in for pleasures this month. Now, I could be wrong though, because everyone's different. But to start off the reading, and because this is a challenge, you know, I feel that even if you do give in to pleasures, and, you know, because I feel like there's nothing wrong with that to a certain degree. Like I was telling the fire signs, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of temptation. And I was telling air signs they need to repent. So, like, these messages are really interesting. You know, and I kind of had a feeling that water signs this month, it's gonna be tricky for you guys. I don't know what it is. There's some, so you may be dealing with some trickster energy. So be careful, Pisces, that you're not the guy, that you guys, even Scorpio, that you guys are not the ones being deceitful. Now, you guys probably want to watch the other videos if you're dealing with other signs. And so especially, let's see here, fire, air, I guess all the other signs. But if we're really going to break it down, Aries is pretty heavy here. So Aries, if you're dealing with an Aries, you may want to watch the fire sign video. Or if you have an Aries rising sun or moon, or a chart ruler, like Mars, if Mars is your chart ruler, then I would strongly suggest checking that out and see what kind of messages came up for you guys there. And then maybe see what Aries oracle card was. There's timestamps in all these videos, so you could skip to where you need to go. So let's bring it all back. Currently, with the Queen of Wands in the Tower, you are being challenged. You are being tested. And I feel for a lot of you, it's just the universe testing you guys right now. They're testing your patience. Either the universe, a situation, or a person or other people are really testing your patience right now. And I feel like somebody here is going to snap. The Tower. Somebody is just gonna, like, let it all go. Someone's gonna get it this month. So I feel bad for whoever that message is for, like, whoever's gonna be on the receiving end of that. They're getting it this month. And maybe they deserved it. But if you're gonna do that, we have the Ace of Swords, so you wanna speak the truth. You wanna be diligent. You wanna be mindful of what you're saying and what you're about to say. And we do have Mercury in retrograde, so, like, maybe wait to say something. However, regardless, like, if you want to wait until after the 17th, when Mercury is moving direct again, you know, I feel like it doesn't matter either way. Mercury retrograde or not, what needs to be said needs to be said. And I feel like it has a lot to do with your personal power. And I really feel that for Cancer and Pisces. Like, there's something that you guys are going through. People are stepping on your toes. People are taking advantage of you. Or a situation is. And there's going to be a breaking point. And this is the current energies. So this could have happened already, depending on when you come to this video, or this is like the beginning of the month, you know, or even the end of September. Like something's just gonna pop off. For some of you, it's gonna be good though. Like it's gonna be like some of you are really looking forward to this Tower moment. And for others, it is gonna be a challenge. For others who really struggle with change, so the fixed energy, which is, who is that? That's Scorpio, which is interesting. Even though Scorpio is a fixed sign, I feel like they do really well with change. And death is represented by Scorpio. So that's interesting. But, so even if you're not a Scorpio, if anything, I feel like Cancer is more resistant to change than Scorpio. So either way, so if you're resistant to change, this Tower moment's not going to be cool. It's not going to be fun. But if this is something that you want and something you've been looking for and waiting for, then this is the moment. And I feel like somebody's really going to get it. Like you're just going to tell them off. Or you're just going to speak your truth and say it how it is. And it's important that you speak your truth and stand in your conviction. I feel like some of you are just going to be like, because it's sword energy, this is like battle ready energy, right? This is also a sign of victory. So whatever this Tower moment is for you, there's going to be victory for you at the end of it. And in the process of it, like you're going to win this argument, or you're going to win this case, or you're going to win over the situation. You're going to overcome it, whatever it is. With this Aries energy, I feel like this Queen of Wands. And this could also just be you and your, you know, what you're feeling. And we have Mars energy, and then we have Sun in Aries over here. And then Venus in Aries. So the Aries energy, maybe you need to channel that this month. So if you're not dealing with an Aries or have Aries in your chart, I want to know, like, or you should know what house it is, and that should be a house or an element that you need to activate this month. Especially if people have been walking over you or taking advantage of you. You need to like really step it up. You need to speak your truth. And maybe your truth is what creates this Tower moment, or even the truth of other people. This could be a different energy, but I feel like this is you guys. Okay, and so we have the Four of Wands here, and this will bring you stability. Whatever this you're dealing with that creates this Tower moment for you at the beginning of October, or whenever you're watching this, like, it's gonna help you really. It's a sign of victory. Like you're setting up something new here. And you're pitting yourself first. And for water signs, I feel like that's a little difficult because you guys are so empathic and so tuned into your feelings and the feelings of others that it's hard to pit yourself first. Especially if you have, you know, Libra energy or anything like that. Or Libra falls in a house that like deals with other people. So like your 3rd house, your 7th house, and your 11th house, or even your rising sign in the 8th house, and maybe even a little bit of the 2nd house, like that could deal with other people, in the 9th house. I feel that something here is just going to activate something really powerful. And it could even just be your own intuition. Like especially if you've been working on it, or if you've been becoming more aware of it, like your intuition could just like I keep wanting to say pop off. Like something's really popping off here. Like you might just have some insane, profound insight that creates a tower moment. You know what I mean? Like you might just have some kind of knowledge or insight into a situation or into a person or even into yourself that just creates this major change and transformation. And it's challenging because, I mean, the Tower and Death are always challenging. And it's challenging maybe because you guys aren't typically a sign that like I said, like you're very empathic. So it's not saying that you can't do this, but you're typically not a sign that like really steps it up. You're very receptive. But because we have all this fire energy and this Aries energy, it's this month is all about stepping it up and doing what you enjoy doing, what you know is right for you. So that's good to hear, I think. Although it's difficult, although it is very challenging to put yourself forward first and to, you know, listen to your own emotional body and not the emotional body of others. It's going to be a month where you know, you just, I think you know what I'm trying to say. I hope you do anyways. It's just, I don't know how to say it. So we're just going to move on with that. So coming in this month for you guys, because I feel like for some of you, people are stepping on your toes or like taking advantage of something. It's gonna, I feel like you're gonna go from this Queen of Wands energy to this Hierophant energy. So it's like independence to commitment, right? Being independent and rebellious and you know, putting yourself first, which is you need to do, right? Or what is being played out here is putting yourself first to some kind of conformity or commitment. And it could just be your own conformity. And it doesn't have to be a conformity like traditionally, like a church or society or an establishment or anything like that. Like it's going to I feel like this commitment to the self, which is Aries and represents the self, is going to put you in a position of power over an establishment or over some kind of conformity. So like I feel like you'll conform to something, but you're going to rise above something as well. Like, so that's really interesting. So it could go either way then, because I'm getting two different messages that are very conflicting there. So take that how it needs to be taken. I feel too though, this Hierophant energy is pretty conflicting. Maybe you know you have to do this Hierophant energy, and that's the challenge for some of you. Like I said, some of you are going to step into conformity, and some of you are like you're not, like you're stepping out of it, or you're stepping into it into a way that's more self-fulfilling and not like you're not doing it for anybody else but yourself. You know what I mean? So And it can be challenging, especially if that's like something you're not used to doing or something you've done before. It can be really conflicting. Also, I feel that maybe just overall your belief systems are going through some major transformation right now, major change. And we do have the High Priestess out, so like that could be very much so. Like maybe you just decide to I don't know, leave your church or stop going to church, or you decide to pick up a new religion, like you decide to look into something new and foreign, or something along those lines of, you could just be challenging your own beliefs, or an outside energy is challenging your belief system, and it's leaving you really conflicted because it's not like I feel like you're going to be stuck in the middle if that's the case. If you're going to be going through this, like you're going to get stuck in the middle, and it's going to be difficult because you're going to be able to see both sides to whatever this is, and it's just going to be really conflicting, which is heavy Libra energy, which is the opposite or sister sign of Aries. They're able to weigh both sides and see the good and bad in both, and that's what makes them very indecisive, because like Libras really don't like options, you know? I mean, to a certain extent they like options, but like they don't like to be given an ultimatum. And I feel, because that word came up, perhaps you're dealing with an ultimatum. Either somebody's given you one, or you've put yourself into one by accident or on purpose. Depends on your karma. So something about your belief system is going to be challenged. Something about the way you go about perceiving the world will be challenged. But we do have the Star and the Three of Wands. So it's promising to me that this is a good start. Even if you do find yourself stuck in the middle of a situation, of a belief, of a philosophy, between two people, even if you're dealing with relationships. I feel like some of you have two people on your plate. For some of you, not all of you. Or maybe you don't have two people, but you're like going back and forth whether or not you should stay or you should go, or whatever it is. And it doesn't have to be romantic relationships. It's promising because the Star energy, this is the Wish card, and it's about mixing the past and the future together, and it's all about astrological alignment and the universe stepping in and all that good stuff. And then the Three of Wands is about seeing all that you've accomplished so far. So once you get out of this Tower moment, and once you accept your challenge of deep transformation and change, you're going to be able to take a step back, and at the end of the month, especially at the end of the month, and look back and be like, you know what, I did that. Like I really did that. I came out on top. He's on top of the mountain looking down at everything. So regardless of whatever happens this month, it's gonna lead you to this Three of Wands energy, a feeling of accomplishment. Now, it's not the ultimate accomplishment. You still have some ways to go, but you're over the, like, I want to say it's like the early stages, or like the learning phase. For some of you, you're going through a learning phase this month, and by the time the month is over, like, you know, even if it's not this month, it could just be something that you've been going through recently, or even for a long time. Whatever it is, I feel that, you know, you're gonna really be able to, like, look back and see how necessary all of this was, especially this Tower moment. It's a great month to manifest with the Star and the High Priestess. So you want to take advantage, especially of this new moon coming up in Libra. New moons they're the only times I really manifest anything personally. I don't really like to write manifestations or intentions, because I like to just allow whatever is meant for me to come. So, which is interesting because, you know, like as a witch, you usually alchemize energies into your favor. But like from past experiences, I prefer to just let things happen. And I feel, and I am a Pisces moon, so I feel, you know, perhaps maybe that's been your thing too. Like you go with the flow, but like this year or recently, you've tried to take control and it's backfired on you. And now you're able to just, this month, it's a good month to practice relaxing and allowing the universe to unfold and allowing the universe to step in and letting, because the star is all about astrological alignment. It's all about allowing the universe to do its job instead of trying to force something. So for those of you who have always naturally gone with the flow or just allowed things to come as they please, and you decided to try to one up somebody or take control of a situation, this is the month where it's a good idea to really just stop doing that. just fucking stop, right? It's not working. It's not working. It's clearly not working for you. And I feel like, especially for Pisces, since I brought my moon up, so that could just be a message for Pisces. And especially Pisces, like, Cancer is different. You guys are cardinal, so like, you know, you guys are really good at, you're one of the signs that hustles for sure. So you guys are good at taking control. But for Pisces, and maybe some Scorpios, but Pisces especially, I feel like now is not the time to be in control. Now is the time to let shit fall apart. So the Tower moment may be affecting you a little bit more than the others. Of course, like I said, it really depends on each individual and their karma. And, you know, I hear some people like screaming right now, and like they're fucking like they can't wait for this this Tower moment. And maybe that's my Scorpios, I don't know who it is, but somebody's screaming, like, you know, when you joke around and you type I'm screaming because like you're hollering, like you're so excited. Like yeah, like it's so interesting. Anyways, I got so distracted with that. So whoever that was, you totally threw me off, so thank you. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, let's try to bring it all back. Let's try to bring it all back. Something's trying to throw me off here. And so maybe that's another thing too. Maybe you guys are dealing with spiritual attacks. And because the High Priestess is out, because your intuition's so on point and popping off, you're gonna attract a lot of, I'm hearing vampires, maybe you're gonna have so many downloads, it's gonna feel like a spiritual attack, and when in fact it's not. So for some of you, you're not actually being attacked. It just might seem that way because it's very aggressive. Like whatever's coming to you energetically is just super aggressive, and rightfully so because we have Aries energy, which is so aggressive, like, oh my god. And it's Mars energy, so it's very dominating. So the energies coming in this month may just be like really aggressive. And so for those of you who are more sensitive, like, it might just be a struggle to deal with that change, to deal with all that new aggression coming in. But it's important that you take this new aggressive energy and implement it, alchemize it. So, which is interesting that I brought that up too, alchemizing. So alchemizing is basically you take negative energy and transmute it into positive energy, right? That's just one example. You're just taking something and transforming it into something else, which is magic. And so if you feel like you're being spiritually attacked, or you feel like things are just hitting you so hard or too hard, then you want to try to alchemize that into your favor by like absorb it. I feel like you should absorb that energy. So I'm thinking of like Black Panther's suit, his uniform. or whatever, how it absorbs energy, and then he's able to push that energy back out. Like, that's what you want to do. You want to absorb it. So you don't want to embody it. You don't want to, like, you know, carry it. You want to just, like, absorb it on the outside. Absorb it into your auric field. And then when you built up enough of that energy, push it back the fuck out. And hopefully not at other people. Because, like, somebody here is getting it. But maybe you need to. Do it with as little harm as possible, okay? Because karma, you know, it's gonna come back to you. You wanna absorb it and then either release it or push it back out. Direct it back towards wherever it came from. Send it back to sender. Right? So that's interesting. That's something you could really work on this month. So I feel you'll need to up your protection this month. Carry crystals, carry actual protection if you need to, if you feel like your physical life is in danger. Hopefully not. I really hope not. But, you know, sage, cleanse, on the full moon, which I don't know. I think it's on the 20th. When is the full moon this month? Let me look real quick. That would be a good time to sit out and absorb that. And that's going to be a full moon in Taurus. Which we have the Hierophant here. So maybe you need to absorb some of that. Maybe that's the energy you need to absorb. The energy is going to come at you like Aries energy. But it's really Taurus energy coming at you. And I don't know why, but I feel like Taurus is a sign of the absorption because it is ruled by Venus. And Venus likes to obtain, and it's the second house, so it's like what you own and what you possess. So that's something to think about. Maybe you should look into your second house and your Taurus energy and see what's going on with those. Let's see, what's the full moon this month? Yeah, it's on the 20th. So that might be a good time to sit out in the moonlight and absorb that energy. And maybe that's when you can push the energy back out, because the full moon is all about release. And the full moon is also a culmination of the last 6 months. So maybe there's something that happened in Taurus season for you guys that now you can let go of. You can rid it from your energy. You can release it and give it back. And so that's really interesting that I'm picking up on that. So you want to maybe look back at what happened in Taurus season. And like I was saying, I only write new moon intentions. And so the intentions I wrote on the Taurus new moon, I'll burn them on the full moon, which is coming up this month, the Taurus full moon. So it's 6 months later. So it's a 6-month process, right? So, and maybe your 6th house is being activated too. The number 6 is coming up right now, so that's something to think about. Even though we don't have any cards with that, but or maybe somebody here is a life path 6, and your life path is being activated. Your dharma is being activated. Or maybe you're having a number 6 year personally. So yeah, look into that. What does that number mean to you, and what's going on with that number for you? It's going to be different for everybody. When it comes to relationships this month, although I really don't like to focus on relationships, I'm one of those party poopers that doesn't like relationship readings too much. I don't know, but I feel like those in a relationship, and see, that's the thing with relationship readings. It's so hard for me because everyone's different, and I definitely don't like to make predictions. Okay, I just like to relay messages. because for the most part, I don't make predictions. If I say something to be true, like, it's just because that's what I received. It has nothing to do with me. Like, it's not something I came up with. It's just something that I felt into, and there's nothing I can do about that. But I feel like for some of you, this Tower moment has to do with relationships. And it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be friendships, business, family. And we do have the Four of Wands, which can represent the home and family. So, like, there could be some difficulties with some of you guys when it relates to family relationships. And maybe just your relationships as a whole. And we are in Libra season, so just maybe relationships are just up for review for you guys. I feel like Scorpios will have a pretty decent month if you're involved in a relationship. Of course, it's different for everybody. I feel like things will be okay, even though things are a little chaotic. Like, this isn't affecting your relationship, which is interesting. Because, like, look at, like, we got the Tower and the Five of Wands. Like, there's so much conflicting energy. It's ridiculous. And then for those who are single, maybe it's a good time to stay single. Of course, it's different for everybody. But maybe it's a good time, especially the beginning of October, to because we are in Libra season, and it's a good season, and especially on the new moon, to really evaluate your relationships and your place within them. So I feel personally, because this is a time to worry about personal matters and personal accomplishments and personal desires, that you need to evaluate, like, who you are in relationships and what you have to offer in a relationship, as well as how do you receive, and have you been going about it wrong? You know, I feel like for some of you, you're gonna, like, see how, like, the way you receive from others, like, you've been going about it all wrong. Maybe there's been some ego issue. I'm not sure. And that's not for everybody. That could just be, like, one person. For Cancers, and, you know, I feel like family's always an issue for Cancers. I mean, am I wrong? I don't know. I feel like it is. Even if you have a great family, like, there's no beef or anything, like, it's still an issue, because you guys represent family, you know, especially Cancer suns. Like, you guys are family. You know what I mean? Like, it's so important to you. And maybe this Tower moment is going to bring you closer to your family for the Cancers, and maybe for all water signs. But that's what I'm picking up for Cancer. Like, maybe this Tower moment is going to bring you back to your family if you're separated, or, like, you moved out, or, like, whatever the case is, to where you've, I hate to say abandoned, but, like, if you're just not, if there's a disconnect with your family, I feel like this Tower moment's going to reconnect you with your family. And that's because that's the current energy. Maybe that's just something that's happening right now. Or maybe it's just going to make you realize how important family is, or how important your role in family is, because Cancer suns are so clutch in their family. Even Cancer moons, like, my oldest son is a Cancer moon, and, like, he's so clutch sometimes. Like, he's a great mediator, especially, you know, when his parents are, you know, having little arguments or whatever. Like, he's so good at, like, calling our bullshit. It's awesome. And, like, being like, wait, that's not what they said, or, you know what I mean, or, no, you're being, you know, he's good at, like, pointing out, like, how we're being, like, I don't know, I can't think of the word, but anyways, let's move on. Yeah. I'm trying to receive a new message here. So let's focus on, okay, so we did Scorpio and Cancer. Let's do Pisces. I don't know, I feel like Pisces is in the shadows this month. I feel like, or just moving in the dark, and not like in a bad way. Like you're kind of just on the low. Maybe you're avoiding family, or family's avoiding you, or you're avoiding, and maybe you're not so much avoiding, but like protecting your energy. You know what I mean? Protecting can look like avoidance. You know what I mean? And so Pisces, out of the water signs, maybe you guys are the ones being more spiritually attacked or being bombarded with downloads. And I think that has a lot to do with the full moon we just had. So the full moon this month, like I said, will be in Taurus. I don't know why, but I feel like Taurus and Pisces don't really get along. And what does that do? That's a sextile? Pisces. Yeah, I don't know. You think they would get along. I don't know. Maybe they don't. I feel like maybe Pisces is too delusional for a Taurus who's just all about evidence and like factuality and practicality. And Pisces makes everything so freaking difficult. Whether or not they do it on purpose, it's just their whole life is difficult. Let's just say that. The way they see the world is pretty difficult. So it's not for everybody. They're not everyone's cup of tea. So yeah. Because I brought up Taurus, maybe you're dealing with a Taurus. Maybe you're dealing heavily with this Hierophant energy. Maybe your struggle is to step away from conformity and step into this Aries energy, because this is what you've always dreamed of, right? I feel like there's something that's holding you back, some kind of tradition, some kind of establishment, religion, philosophy, whatever it is. It's really holding you back. And so your challenge is to really step away from that this month and step into alignment. All of you guys are stepping into alignment this month with the star. And it's going to bring you to this Three of Wands. Like, it's going to put you back on the path. So for those of you who feel like you've strayed away from your purpose or strayed away from the path, you're going to get back. You're going to get back on the horse. For some of you, you're going to pick up where you left off. I feel like I got the message out, but I'm trying to see if I can pick up anything else. I don't want to clarify, because then we'll just be here all day if I start clarifying cards. You should see my written readings. If you've never gotten a reading from me, so far they've been written. I'm thinking about starting to do videos or audio recordings. But they're like ridiculously long and detailed, which I like, but it's exhausting. So like, man, I lost my train of thought. Maybe I wasn't meant to deliver that message. Anyways, let's move ahead. I think we got the message out. And maybe because I lost my train of thought while trying to explain that, whatever I was going to say, maybe you need to write something down. Maybe you need to journal this month. If you don't normally journal, this may be a good month to write stuff down, especially events that happen. And this goes for all water signs. Maybe you need to write down key events that take place, so that way you can backtrack. Like, I feel like you're not going to go backwards necessarily, but by the end of the month, you're going to backtrack on this month. And so if you write things down, like things that happen, like, and you let your intuition guide you with that. This month you really need to let your intuition guide you. If you write shit down, like, I feel like you'll be able to look back over it and see like how much change really occurred, because it's easy for change to go unnoticed, especially with water signs, I feel, because you're so caught up in the moment and you're so like go with the flow generally, right, that it's easy to ignore how much change has really occurred. So maybe you need to write things down, or write them in detail, because I was bringing up how like my readings are so detailed, because they're so heavily channeled, and I have time to sit there and like see what I write and like really channel into things. So like you need to write down details is what I'm getting. Something about details is really important this month. And something about writing. Not so much communication. So not so much like having conversations with other people, like not text messages or anything or whatever, like your own personal writings. And maybe a lot of you are writers and poets and musicians. And so you're going to compose or write something this month that's just going to be so freaking profound. And then you're going to look back on it like, how, like, what, did I really write that? Did I really create that? So some of you are creating something this month too. Because Wands energy is creative. It's a very fertile energy. It's you know, it's masculine, so it's masculine creativity. Feminine energy is more or less the real creative energy, but masculine creativity is like, you know, if you think of like reproductive body parts, like think of that creation, like how that creates, right? Compared to like the womb or a female egg, you know, how that creates, how that's like the actual like creation, you know. Masculine Wands energy is a giver. So there's something you need to give, something you need to give up, something you need to give away. And don't give into temptation. I feel like for a lot of you, majority of you, like 90% of you, now is not the time. Listen to your intuition. And I do want to bring up that sometimes your intuition isn't meant to be acted on. It's just there to serve as like a forewarning, or just like it's just what you're picking up on. So I think it's why a lot of people beat themselves up when they receive some insight and then something happens and they kind of like regret it or whatever. Like, it's, your intuition isn't always meant for you to take action on, okay? It's just meant for you to know and receive at that moment. And so even if you like receive insight into something that's gonna happen, and like you feel like you should take actions to stop it from happening or whatever it is, like that's not necessarily like what your intuition is there for. It's just telling you it's happening. But since it is a month of action for you guys, and it's interesting because I keep getting conflicting energy, so it's just going to be a conflicting month for you guys. And I feel like for all of you, there's so many of you guys watching that are just so like, and maybe there's cross watchers, you know, and so it's kind of interfering. I don't know, it's super interesting. I'm sure you guys got the message you need to hear in the moment it was said. Even if you forget what I said, your subconscious mind is going to remember, because your subconscious mind remembers literally everything. So, you know, have no fear. You got the message. It's kind of like speed reading. When you speed read, like your brain got the message. Your consciousness may have not gotten it, but it got it. It got the information. So we're going to go ahead and move ahead and go to the oracles now, and this should really help clarify things, and maybe even bring some peace of mind. I love these oracles. This is the elemental oracle deck. I love these oracles because They serve, all oracles serve as like a reminder or a reflection. Personally, that's how I see it. But like these ones, I feel like because they deal with the elements and because I've channeled the energies of the planet into these, of the ancestors of the planet, including plants and animals, like these are just like so reaffirming and confirming personally, I feel. So let's see what the oracles have to say for you guys, and we'll start with Cancer. So what oracle message do we have for Cancers from the ancestors of Gaia? Well, we only need one. We only need one. And it was 2 cards that try to pop out. Cancer. I'm gonna take the top. Oh, you got oceans. So I just did earth signs and Taurus got oceans. So maybe look into the Taurus energy or watch that video. So oceans, number 30. And this is, the word for this is bravery. So Cancer. Oceans. Go forth and explore. You won't see much if you keep the shore always in sight. Be brave in your choices. This is not the time to be fearful. Someone who is close to you has a hidden side, and it is best to be mindful of this in your decision making. All right, so Cancer. What are you not being brave about? That's something you should ask yourself this month, in the beginning of the month. What is it that you're too afraid to admit, you're too afraid to see into, or anything that's just is keeping you in the same place, whatever that place is and whatever the situation is for you, like whatever you're thinking about right now that's like heavy, or just overall what's heavy on you, like what is it about that that's not allowing you to really step into this Aries energy? Because that's what you need to work on, and that's what the message is here. To be brave in your pursuit. Okay. Maybe all the water signs, maybe tower moments are harder for Cancers because they're so used to stability and structure and safety. So now it's not the time to be safe. Okay? Now, I mean, of course be safe, because I did say to up everyone's protection, but now is not the time to be safe in the sense of like conformity, of like limiting beliefs, right? Now is the time to challenge your beliefs and your structures and your own authority, and maybe even your family or anything like that. Like now is the time to you know, to set sail is what I'm hearing. So we'll leave it at that. That was Cancer. So now we'll do Scorpio. What messages do we have for Scorpio? I'm gonna take this card. Ooh, marine life, number 32, and the word is richness. Oh, can you see it? I know the quality of my videos suck right now. We'll work on that. We'll figure it out. I'm not gonna use this lens ever again, because I was looking at the other videos and like I'm just like, why is it so like weird? Like it's so super sharp for no reason. So the lens I'm using is a wide angle, so I don't know why. It's just like, I don't know. let's just move on. Anyways, marine life. Fertility is yours. Your wishes will be granted. There is more than one way to find a solution to a problem. Adapt to the new. So this change, I feel, out of all of them, you probably will be able to deal with this change. Like I said, even though Scorpios are a fixed sign, like, you guys deal really well with change, which is so freaking weird to me. But as far as modalities go, and it's saying that there's more than one solution. And if you look at the ocean, how there's like it's teeming with life. Like there's so many different things. There's coral, there's fish, there's whales, there's octopus. Like there's so many different, there's things living at the very bottom, deepest, darkest depths of the ocean, and there's things that live at the very top, like plankton and stuff. Like there's so many different ways to exist and to evolve. And so know that, you know, because you guys are a fixed sign, that you don't have to just stick to what you're normally used to. Like, you're allowed to switch it up. You're allowed to switch it up on people. You're allowed to switch it up on yourself. And this is a good month for transformation and for switching things up and popping off, like, pop the fuck off. I feel like that's gonna really hit somebody, that message. And if you're the one that's giving it to somebody, like, just give it. No remorse. I shouldn't influence bad behavior, but that's just what I'm relaying the message. So Spirit wants you to be a little bit of a savage, a little bit of a rascal this month. And like I said, we'll probably channel songs. So maybe listen to Tinashe's song. What is it? It's called Rascal Superstar or Superstar Rascal, one of the two. One of those is in a brackets. I think it's Rascal and then Superstar in the brackets. I'm a little rascal. All right, so let's move on to Pisces. So what oracle message do we have for my dear Pisces? That was 2 cards. We only need 1. Let's take this one because it wants to come. All right. Ooh, we have number 40, atoms. And the word for this is building. Huh. Interesting. Interesting. So let's see what this card has to say. All right, Pisces, atoms. Everything is connected by the same building blocks of matter. You are electric and vibrating in motion. Being stagnant in your beliefs and growth is unnatural. Building and changing is natural. There is room for infinite variety. So earlier, I'm pretty sure I did say that Pisces, more than anything, are probably going to be challenging their belief systems. And now I have to go back to this because immediately lost my train of thought. Yeah, don't be stagnant. You guys really need to take authority. You guys really need to step it up, my dear Pisces. And perhaps you already are. So this is just confirmation that you need to keep going, especially with for everybody, but like with the 3 of Wands, like, don't stop even after this Tower moment, even after these transformations. Like, it's not, this isn't a time to stop. This is a time to keep going, because I promise you at the end of the month, you're going to be so glad that you didn't give up, that you didn't stop. And maybe it's a good month for you to not really, and I think that's why I told everyone to write things down. Maybe you need to write it down because it'll help you get it out of your system. And especially if you like, maybe like put it in your notes or something, and you don't like reread it, like don't look at it. Like, I feel like most people that journal, like, you journal your thoughts and then you don't really look at it again until like way later. So like, I think it's good to just like let it out this month. Okay, so the video stopped recording. I have no idea how much you heard, but I was saying basically, I'll try to backtrack here. I was basically saying how Pisces need to, more than anything, write things down, because I did channel for everybody to write things down this month. I feel like for you guys, it's important that you don't look back too much or don't reflect too much on things that happen. So like if something major happens, you need to write it down and journal it, and then kind of like try to move on. And then at the end of the month, bring it back up for review, okay? And look at how far you've gone. Because here on this image, we have a person in a boat, and he's got, he or she has got these glowing orbs. He's got some in his boat, and there's some in the water. So like, you could take it how you want. Either you're the one lighting the way, or you're picking up these orbs, these atoms. You know, you're either you're building or you're receiving. But I feel like you guys are building something, or everybody is, but like, you could be receiving instruction. And so either from the universe or just something, another person or situation, you're receiving some kind of instruction here. And it could just be your own intuition and guidance. You need to take it and run with it. And maybe hustle in silence. And I think I got that for fire signs too. Hustle in silence. So like, and we have all this Aries energy out. So like, maybe, and that's why you should probably write things down too, like journal it, so that way you're not telling other people and you're just keeping it to yourself. And then maybe at the end of the month, like tell people, or tell it to your, or, you know, look back at what you wrote or whatever. But yeah, that's the message I'm getting. So that's super, super interesting. We're just going to leave it there because I keep losing my train of thought. So I feel like that's because I'm not supposed to go any further with that message. All right, so that was your guys' reading. I hope you liked it. It was really interesting. It's really interesting to channel water signs. So yeah, I hope you liked it. Leave a comment if you like. I will see you guys again shortly. I don't know when, but very soon. Thank you for watching. Love you guys.